Welcome to the Texas Education Agency's presentation on the local grievance process. The 89th legislative session introduced important updates to this process. Under the Texas Education Code, schools are required to provide a process for employees, students, parents, or members of the public to present a concern to the school district. This is typically done through the school district's written local grievance process. The grievance process provides a quick resolution of the complaints at the lowest possible level. The grievance process also affords the local school district an opportunity to correct any errors it may have made. A wide range of topics may be addressed through the local grievance process. Some examples of topics that should be addressed through the local grievance are classroom assignments, campus transfers, dress code, staff hiring and evaluation, the designation of excused versus unexcused absences, grading policies, student retention, homework practices, school crossing guards, issues with staff members such as rudeness, access to bathrooms, student discipline, transportation issues, food options in the cafeteria, disagreements related to job duties, and the pickup and drop-off of students. TEA reserves the right to review submitted concerns regarding the discriminatory treatment of students involving student discipline and dress code. Generally, there are 3 levels to the local grievance process. However, each school district or charter can create its own process. Grievance forms, procedures, and guidelines for submission must be clearly posted on each school district or charter school's website. Level 1. In most districts, a formal grievance is first filed in writing with the school or campus principal. Level 2. If the individual did not receive the relief requested at Level 1, or if the time for response has expired, an individual may request a conference with the superintendent or designee to appeal the Level 1 decision. The appeal notice must be filed in writing. The individual should include their original complaint form and all other documents submitted and received at Level 1. The individual may also include any other supporting documentation or additional information relating to their complaint. Level 3. If the individual did not receive the relief requested at Level 2, or if the time for response has expired, they may appeal the decision to the school board. The appeal notice must be filed in writing on a form as outlined in the school's policy. The individual should include their original complaint form and all other documents submitted and received at Level 1 and Level 2. They may also include any other supporting documentation or additional information relating to their complaint. The Board of Trustees of a school district may delegate the authority to hear and decide on a grievance to a committee of at least 3 members of the Board of Trustees. For a grievance filed by a parent with a student enrolled in the district, the individual has 60 days from the date that they knew or should have known about the problem. If the parent has engaged in informal attempts to resolve the grievance, the parent has 90 days to file, or 30 days to file from the date that the parent was provided with information about how to file a grievance. Timelines for appeals and hearings. After the individual files their grievance, the district has 10 days to hold a hearing. The decision is due 20 days from the date of the hearing. If the complainant wishes to appeal the decision, the complainant has 20 days from the date of the decision to appeal to the next level. But what if I want to appeal to the board? After the individual files their appeal, the board is required to hold a meeting not later than the 60th day after the last decision was made. The board then has 30 days from the meeting to make a decision. An individual may learn more about their local school district or charter's complaint process by accessing the school's board policy online or by contacting the administrative offices of their local school. These policies are also typically referenced in the school's student handbooks and provided to families at the beginning of the school year. School districts must post information about the grievance process along with the forms and information for submission on the district's internet website. Individuals should be mindful of their school's deadlines to access the local grievance process as they navigate the local resolution. If the individual is still aggrieved after completing the local grievance process, either by the school laws of the state or by a board's decision which violates the school laws of the state, the individual may choose to file an appeal with the Commissioner of Education. Information related to this process may be found on the TEA's Hearing and Appeals Division website. However, student discipline decisions are not appealable through the statute, and neither are decisions by charter schools. The Texas Education Agency has investigative jurisdiction to investigate violations of school law concerning Texas public school entities such as school districts and charter schools, certified educator certificate holders, and educator preparation programs. These matters are primarily presented in the form of an individual filing a complaint with TEA. Please be aware this is an entirely different process than the process to appeal local grievances to the commissioner previously described. Texas, however, has reserved much of the responsibility for education to the local school district, specifically the local school board. School districts have significant, broad authority in governing schools. It is important to note that TEA's investigation divisions do not have the authority to investigate a school entity in order to overturn the outcome an individual has received from the local process that they disagree with. Instead, we will ensure that the school entity has the required process and follows their adopted policies. In fiscal year 2024, TEA received 2,862 complaints and ultimately referred 2,096 complainants back to their local grievance process to address their concerns. That was 73% of the total complaints TEA received. On this slide is a screenshot of the Texas Education Agency's local grievance page. This page includes information about the local grievance and provides general information about the local grievance process. You may wish to utilize the Parent Complaint Navigator on this page if your issue isn't listed or involves a potential violation of law. While designed with parents in mind, this tool is available to anyone with a complaint and will guide you through a few multiple choice questions to recommend the best next steps. Thank you for viewing this presentation about the local grievance.